Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a wonderful woman in studio with me today. You're going to love her. It's Christine Groves, and she's a licensed broker and realtor from Coldwell Banker. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, let's talk about real estate agents. There's so many to choose from. How do we know? How do we know to come to you and not somebody else?
That is a great question, because in this day and age, especially with online information, there's thousands of us. So how do you pick the right one? It is a complicated process. So you want someone that's pretty good at what they do. Mm-hmm. Well, I believe that I separate myself from the rest because I really listen to the chief complaints out there. My realtor doesn't listen to me. They're not very knowledgeable about the area. And then they didn't really help me through the entire process. You know, I kind of felt like they got my business and then they went away. Or after closing, I never heard from them again. So a lot of my customers, clients, are people that were not happy with their previous agent, or referrals from people that were really happy. And you can really tell the difference between an agent that is passionate about this business, that loves what they do, mm-hmm. Versus an agent that just kind of looks at it as a paycheck, you know, job, things like that. I'm in it because I love it. I've always had a passion for it. And when you get to help people accomplish their dreams, and even your toughest clients, when you get that big smile from them, that is just worth it. So you really need to find someone that's attentive, prompt, you know, answering your calls and messages right away. It sounds like a very minor thing, but it's kind of lacking out there. So yeah, really interview agents when you look for them. Call, ask your friends, ask for referrals, look online, but ultimately interview them.
Right, well, you need to take it seriously, mm-hmm. because it is probably the largest purchase.
Yes.
And you touched on a little bit, it is a little bit of the American dream.
It is. So it still is.
It's still, you are
even
selling
after the housing crisis, yeah. We all know that it's the best investment for the long term. And it's not just a financial investment, it's where we live. It's not just a house, it's a home. Right. It's where we accomplish those milestones in life.
It is exactly. So when we're thinking about selling our own home, we sometimes get a little bit thinking, well, I'll just do it myself. That for sale by owner, why is that not a good idea?
Okay. And, you know, people have tried it, and mm-hmm. Most of the time, if you've tried doing it for a month or two, you end up using an agent anyway. There's actually a ton of reasons, but the number one reason is the actual cost that it's going to end up costing you. People do for sale by owner because they think they're going to save a lot of money.
Right. When
actually, statistically, and this is no matter where you research, you will typically net about 16 to 24% less.
Wow.
If shocking. You do for sale by owner. Yeah. And you're looking to save, what, a 5-6% commission? Well, regardless, even if you're a for sale by owner, in this industry, most of our buyers are represented by agents. And especially with a for sale by owner, if they even decide to look at that, they're going to want an agent representing them, someone, you know, mm-hmm. batting for them. And that agent is going to be paid a cooperating commission from the seller. It's a standard practice. It's how we get paid. It's how we represent. And so that 5-6% that you thought you were going to save, well, about 2.5 to 3% of it
there
gone.
Right.
And then you're paying for a lot of a la carte marketing, your time, all these different things that you're going to end up paying out of pocket. And when it comes down to actually pricing your home properly, getting in offers, negotiating offers, dealing with all the potential headaches mm-hmm. along the way, like home inspection issues and things like that, these are costly things to navigate through.
Right.
And you really do need a professional. And so if paying 5 or 6% means that you can net more, you know, it's kind of almost a no-brainer.
I would think so. I mean, it is a complicated world out there. And you mentioned something that I think is interesting that we often think about when I'm going to sell my home, I'm going to contract a realtor. Mm-hmm. But if I'm going to go buy one, mm-hmm. I often think, I'll just go to some open houses.
Yeah.
I think, oh, well, this looks good. I'm going to make an offer where I, you know, not I need to hire someone like you.
Yeah, and the great thing about using a buyer's agent, which I do both listings and working with buyers, I do both, even renters from time to time. The great thing about using a buyer's agent is, as a buyer, it costs you nothing, or at least it should, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure you're dealing with the right people. But it doesn't cost you anything to be represented. And what I always encourage people to do is use one agent that you like and that really gets to know you, because every single house I show to a potential buyer, I learn more about them, they learn more about the process. And as we're getting to know each other, you don't want to start that process over with another agent, things like that. And I have clients that will go to open houses, but they will say, I already have an agent. And the other good thing about that is, if you speak to a listing agent, whether it's their open house or you call them on their listing, not all agents are careful about saying, just to remind you, I represent the seller and their confidentiality, and anything that you tell me, I'm going to relay to my seller. By having a buyer's agent, you have someone that's constantly performing to your interest, negotiating, confidentiality. And one thing we haven't talked yet about for either listing or selling is safety.
Right.
When you do for sale by owner, you're letting people into your home and your home.
Right, right.
There's no process, there's no checks and balances, people are just coming in. If you list with an agent, there is a scheduling process, and people that are more likely to deceive will not want to bother with that process. And so then you won't be home, and you show your home, and your agent has taken you through what things to lock up and put away, and things like that. It's just a much safer process.
Well, it's just a much smarter process, and and it's not a surprise we're running a little out of time. But tell me, what do you think when we look at 2015? What is hopefully good news that you're going to tell me?
Well, first thing is, I'm really reiterating to people that 2013 was an extremely healthy year. 2014, we've had a wonderful year, and it's a little bit slower than 2013, but that was quite a boom for us. 2015 is going to be more consistent recovery, and we are, believe it or not, even though there are plenty of Americans that still have negative equity, we are almost done with a recovery from an economic standpoint. We have positive GDP. Our stock market is, our Dow is through the roof. Our interest rates, we thought we were going to be at 5% by the end of this year. That's what all the economists said. And we're at 4.25% or so, some of the lowest. And we won't actually hit 5%, which is still incredible. Then probably till the end of 2015. And because home prices are going to continue to go up on a more steady, healthy pace, no bubble, no crash, no nothing, it's actually good, because then that means we've got steadiness, home affordability is still there while those interest rates are there. We have many economists that say that this actual pocket of time right now is the best time to buy and sell.
Well, and you would be the agent to help us do it all.
I hope so.
Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much.
And saying hello and telling us a little bit about what you do and all that. It's awesome to see you.
I appreciate it.
We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.